are watching Channel Adrian TV.
Yo, YouTube, Rumble, X, Facebook, wherever you're listening or watching this, welcome to another early morning and late nights. And on my way as I drive to the gym before I get my workout in, today's title, or message I should say, is your actions should speak loud enough. Now, I know in some instances you may need to pop your shit because, say, if you hooping, talking trash, you sorry as a sorry, stuff like that. I understand it in those terms, but in your normal life, all you should just be doing is working, keeping your head down, working, keep a low profile, and just keep working away. And there's always that one person in the group will saying, well, Adrian, if that's the case, why are you making YouTube channels? It's to provide motivation for y'all or for people who need that type of motivation or want to listen to something different when they're starting their morning. That's why. But I don't promote to a lot of people that I work with that I have a YouTube and I post on social media, the stuff I post on social media. And it's not because I'm embarrassed by it, because I've always said any video I put out, I stand by. Because y'all know, I can't remember what video down the line, what video I've done before. Well, I can't remember what the name of the video was when I said, especially as a man, you should mean what you say what you mean and mean what you say. In other words, you stand on it. And that tells you the character of that man. If he could say one thing but can't support it in public, or has to say it behind closed doors but can't really move that way in public, for lack of a better term, that lets you know he bitch made. And I know on this video I'm already cursing because I already cursed in the first bit, so this video, if I have to curse to get my message across, so be it. All you should be doing is just keep a low profile, keep working, and let your accomplishments, like I said, speak for themselves. And the reason that's a good thing is because if people don't know what you're working on, well, number one, it shouldn't discourage you, because some people don't talk about what they're working on, because if people don't believe in what they're doing, it could hurt their feelings, or it could hurt them to where they'll stop. No, that's not the reason why I don't broadcast what I do on YouTube and other social media platforms. It's because I don't care about their opinion. Now, if it's an honest critique, then yeah, but if it's not, it's just best to let my actions and let my work speak for itself and just keep grinding. My bad, y'all. That was a windshield wiper. In my personal opinion, you get more progress when you stay that way. Just post, work, keep doing what you're gonna do. The people that gravitate towards your work, the opportunities, the people that want to support you, it'll come. Now, will it come overnight? No. But with this mindset, that should be you in every single setting. When it comes to work, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to working out, everything. Like you don't have to broadcast everything. You don't have to say you're the hardest worker. You don't got to say you're her best option or his best option, however you go. You shouldn't have to say those things. You shouldn't have to say I'm going to the gym. Just let your results speak for itself. I've always felt that's the best way to do it. That's why when people come to me fishing for compliments, like, for example, the base example, let's say someone gets a haircut and they'll say, do I look different? If you're fishing for compliments, for me, I'll say no, even if I notice you look different. And that's another thing, especially men, don't be fishing for compliments. That makes you look so pathetic and weak. And I know that's mostly, if you're going to be honest, that's a stereotype that most women, that's put on most women, that they be fishing for compliments. No, men do it just as much. I've seen grown men do so many thirsty things at work before. So to the younger men that are listening to this, don't ever go that route. But to get back to the topic, it's better off to be low key. It always is. And am I saying do you have to be low key with your car, shoes, or whatever? No. In other words, it's just always better for people to find out that you got it instead of you telling them. For example, let's just say any nice car that you think is nice, regardless if it's a Range Rover all the way to a Lamborghini Diablo, Murcielago, whatever it is. It's better for people to find out on their own instead of you saying, hey, I got this and I got that. It's always better. And it's not no psychological trick trying to be low-key, trying to be cooler. It's just, me personally, I don't get anything out of it. Now, a lot of people do that because it gives them more reassurance and boosts their self-esteem. That's why they'll say it. Like, I've seen people who say they go to the gym to other people knowing that person's going to say, oh, that's good, In other words, give them that type of self-esteem boost. And y'all know me, I think the last thing anyone would say is I need a self-esteem boost. But yeah, y'all, it's always better to be low-key about everything. Now, like I said, if you got to pop your shit and someone trying you at work or whatever, where you got to state, you have to list whatever you have to list. I get it under those circumstances, but in normal life, everyday life, it's just best to be low key and let people find out on their own. And y'all, just to give you a real quick heads up, because I know you do know, well, first, I just got done with my workout, a good chest and tricep workout. But to get back to what I was saying, I know some of y'all are waiting for the Air Jordan 10 Shadow review. I'm just waiting for the shoes to get here still, but I promise y'all, as soon as they do get here, I will do that review. And speaking of shoes, since I'm speaking about it, whenever, since I don't get every release, I'm going to start doing some reviews on sneakers that I do have, even though they're old, just to get the content out there, because I know on my channel I talk about relationships, and my early morning and late night episodes could be different type of themes, just depending on what I feel like talking about that morning or night. But I still want to implement at least something sneaker related in my channel once a week, so you can expect that. And that brings up a good point about how I was talking earlier about how just let your actions speak for you. Let your work speak for you. Somebody that I know, she follows my channel, and she's watching my channel one day on the Air Jordan taxi review I just did. And someone that, because I no longer work with that person, but the coworker she was working with is in the shoes. And so he started watching the video with her, and then I got a new subscriber that way. And that's just one of the examples that if you just put in the work and let your work speak for yourself, those type of people who see what you're doing, they will gravitate towards you. Now, I'm not saying you don't put yourself in opportunities, you don't seek out opportunities, you still do that. But at the same time, you don't always have to broadcast it. Like, I don't tell people I filmed 2 videos a day, or I ran 10 miles a day, or, I did squat and whatever today. Now, I just told y'all that just because to let y'all know, like, while I'm commuting this drive back from the gym, I'm finishing this video. But yeah, just let your work speak for yourself. Now, just a reminder, if you need to pop your shit sometimes to let people know for trying you, I get that. But majority of the time, let your work speak for yourself. And y'all, I appreciate all the support. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video.